Hi, everyone. I just want to make a quick announcement before we get started and let you know that we are actually recording on Friday, August 7th. So that's why you will not hear our reactions to the extremely pivotal weekend series at the Chicago White Sox. So do not be looking out for that. We're going to be talking about other stuff. But that being said, welcome back to Caught Lookin. My name is Kelsey, and I am once again your special host so that Meg can have a well-deserved weekend evening off. And joining me today are Mikayla and Ash, which, oh my God, I feel like we have not recorded together in ages. I don't
It's been so
know.
long.
Yeah, I was looking at the schedule and I was like, wow, I haven't had a chance to really talk to either of you two for a bit. So this is a
I'm bad
super
at
special.
joining.
No, you were on a lot of episodes. It just was like I try to do every other week, and sometimes, we get into our grooves. It's like I'm never gonna see Meg again because I'm gonna just be hosting for her, and so we're gonna pass each other like in the ether. But I didn't really set an agenda like I normally like to because there's just it's been a week. It's
It's
been a
been
week
a
for the
week.
Cleveland Guardians, and there's a lot of doom and gloom looming over me specifically. I feel like this is more of like a therapy session to unpack it all. So we've got the three-game losing streak, which was a sweep by the horrible, awful Mets, which, we are worse, I guess. Third in the AL Central, almost last place, if not last place in all offensive stats. So honestly, who has it worse than me? What are you guys feeling?
Probably about the same. It's been certainly a week is a way to put it. It's one of those where you're like, I'm glad this is over, but what's the next week going to be like? Are we going to have another one of these? It's been a week. So it's just and these two
Until the end
series
of
coming
time.
up and it's like, what are we gonna do?
I played hooky on Thursday from work to go see, right? Thursday? Was that yesterday? I don't know. But I played hooky. My boss knows, so was it actually hooky? I don't know. To go see that game because I was like, heck yeah, Noel McLean bump day, let's go. AJ Ewing's family was sitting behind me. They were so nice.
Aw.
AJ Ewing is an outfielder for the Mets.
Hmm.
He's originally from like the Cincinnati area, so I'm a big fan for that
Hmm.
reason since he's like an Ohio boy. Which is also why his parents were there. Katya was also there, Katya Lindor, and I was like, I said hi to her. She like gave me a little wave. I was like, oh my God, thanks. It was
I'm
my
so
big, that
honored.
actually was my highlight from the game is
That
that
yeah, would have been my highlight too.
I was like, oh my God, she literally looked me in the eyeballs. Okay, great.
That was a
But
bad game to go to because I went to
I
Wednesday. I don't
I
know
know, I
which
was like,
one's worse,
the Guardians owe me
honestly.
8 hours of PTO, I think.
Wednesday, I went Wednesday, so at this point we have like almost full coverage of the Mets series. Boots on
I
the ground journalism.
I feel like as somebody who watched it from afar and didn't experience both, I feel like honestly the Wednesday game would have been worse because we should have won that one.
Yeah, I
There
think
was no
Wednesday was more,
reason, like at least if there's a blowout, you're like, all right, they're not coming back from this. I am here for the vibes and like whatever. But like Wednesday, there's like you're like there's a chance, and then they
Yeah.
just collapse
Yeah, like
as they
Tuesday, you're
do.
like, oh no, we lost one. We'll go back and get him. So when I went on Wednesday, I was like, it was a super fun day. I went and met my husband downtown after work, and we went to Maple's barbecue and got dinner. And we're like, it's hot as fuck, though. It was so hot. And we sat in the sun, like under the Paul Davis district area or whatever by the kids' clubhouse. And it was rough in the sense it was like, I really enjoyed the game. Like it was a good game, but it was like it's so over. We're so back. It's so over. We're so back, like over and over again. Which is it's fun. Like that's what you go to watch baseball for. Is it's got like the exciting back and forth that some other sports don't have as much of. But once Cade came out to close, I was like talking to my husband and I was like, I don't know, he hasn't really had it easy this year. Like it always is some bullshit. Even if he does do the save, which he's done many of, like I'm not dogging him there, but I was like, I don't know. Like he always gives up a walk or like some
or
crazy
like
ass
three
double or triple
walks.
that makes me like
He's also one of those pitchers that I feel like has maybe like three or four really good outings in a row, like where he's only
yeah.
walking one guy or where he's going one, two, three in the ninth. And I think at some like he was due. And I even
He was due
I
for a
had that thought
stinker.
going in. I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like this is when he's due. And then the first like, guy got on base and I was like, it actually might be over. Like this might be the game.
I heard Hammy, well, I didn't hear it because I was there, but I heard somebody say that Hammy said he had had a lot of rest recently and hadn't played as much because I don't remember him pitching during the Diamondbacks
He
series.
didn't pitch at the game that I was at because that was that really weird 10-2 and then 10-6 or whatever it ended up
Oh
12 to
yeah,
6 or whatever it ended up
12 to
being.
8 was the
Was
final,
it?
yeah.
I don't even
And then the
remember.
other one
Which
was 4-1 and 5-0. So it's like there wasn't
yeah,
really a
there wasn't
reason
a
for
need for
him.
him. Yeah, which,
So,
honestly, if I'm going to be at a game, like
mhm.
I would like to see Cade, but at the same time, I don't want to be in a position to
Yeah.
need to see
It was,
Cade.
yeah, like it was
Like
cool
he's
to
one
see
of
his
those
intro.
guys.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa, that's Kate. I was actually sitting to people who had never been to the game. They were like, you could very much tell they were Gen Z and they were really cute. It was just like three friends and they were taking pictures with like their hot dogs with all the fixins on them and having a good time. And I remember when Kate started coming out, they were like, oh my God, like what's going on? And I was like, no, he's really hot. And they all took their phones out to like start recording. And they were like, they saw his like face on the screen and they're like, oh my God. And I was like, yep, that's all you need to know. But
That's
I feel
so
bad for them
real.
because then it's like, oh man. They were like, this was really fun. Like, I think we should do this again. I would come to another game. I've learned a lot. And so it's like, that was still really cute to see that there's still new people coming to the
Hmm.
games and stuff like this far into the season and we're not doing like super well, so that was definitely like a rose for the game, where the obvious thorn being that we lost in extra innings and had to go to extra innings in the first place. Like that was really a gut punch. Like I didn't really watch yesterday because I was kind of dejected, but once I saw it was for like really exploding, I was like, where else can you go from here? Like, what the hell is going on?
You mentioned like rose and thorns, and I was trying to think of like what would my rose be from yesterday's game, and I think we can't go an episode without talking about Austin Hedges
He's
and
the
Okay,
him
his
goat.
striking
strikeout.
out
That was
Robert
so
on
funny.
3 pitches down the. I was like, who is this
I
diva?
feel
This
like they did that
animal.
on purpose. I'm like, why did you let him do that to
Wait,
you?
Lubob's family was sitting behind me. I for some reason had tickets in the Mets family area. I don't know how that happened. And they were like just slack jawed. They were like, oh, Lubob just got struck out from a position player. And I was like, oh, sorry guys.
It was a nasty pitch. Like
It was like pretty
It
good.
it it
it
was
was a
good. It
serve for
was
sure.
it was good. Honestly, like, and this is so like funny for me being like the born and raised Guardians fan who like adopted the Mets like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Like if I was like diehard Mets, I'm pissed. Like, why are you striking out on that pitch? But for me, it's silly, goofy. Like, hee hee ha ha. I'm already in the trenches. I can laugh a little bit at this. But it's like at the same time, you're like, why are you swinging at that? Why is our like, I forget where he was in the batting order. It was like, why are you swinging at that kind of a pitch?
Yeah, I feel
It's
like it's
just
kind
so
of a
funny.
goof and a gag, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, when they throw off speed like that bad, it would be really hard to just completely adjust yourself to swing at a totally different time. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often, honestly, because it's
Hmm.
like I'm used to it being 90 miles an hour and this thing's
Right.
going like 50,
Well,
60 miles an hour.
yeah. And if you're seeing
Speaking of
pitchers get up to 100, it's like 70s, like, wow. Okay, that's like it's like slow-mo to them.
Hmm.
speaking of 100, Cade hit 100 for the first time ever in his major league career.
Wasn't 101?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
crazy. That's his first time like throwing that fast.
Yeah.
To which I would say perhaps we reel it in a bit and we throw strikes.
Yeah, I think I don't care how, crazy the stuff plus was for ball four. I think people
I
are talking
just
about like
don't
his
care.
his stats were like super crazy for the game, and it's like, okay, but he didn't really do his job. It's like
No,
I don't really give a
he
shit about the stats like that.
he has weird stats because like I know he has the most saves in the MLB, but every time I watch him, I am so stressed.
Hmm.
He doesn't
Every
have the
Um,
time.
most saves anymore. He
he
was
doesn't.
second. Yeah, when we were at the game, it said second in saves, and I was like, what? I turned to my husband. I was like, who the hell
Yeah,
has
it's
more
just
Is it
saves now?
Chapman?
Let me see.
Raldis is my guess.
I'm sorry. I hate doing live check. It's Brian Baker, Tampa Bay.
I never heard of that man in my life.
that's an
32,
NPC.
32 for 35 attempts. Kate is 30 for 35 attempts.
But
It's
hear
kind of
me out. I've
crazy.
never heard of that
It's so
man in
funny
my
because
life.
That's
I
an
was
MLB The Show name.
I was
Like
just
Yeah.
on the
that's
episode
generated.
with Liz from who's like a Tampa Bay fan, and I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. Like, sorry to this man. I don't.
Man, I
He
do
was,
not know who this man is.
but yeah, it goes Brian Baker, Cade Smith, Mason Miller, Aroldis Chapman, Riley O'Brien as the top five, which that is St.
Who's Riley
Louis.
O'Brien? Another
St.
man I never heard
Louis.
of.
I'm
Yeah.
honestly surprised it's not like Chapman Miller battling for 1-2. Like I'm very glad that Cade
Yeah.
is in that running and he's up there and he like just lost the first place position, but I'm actually very
Yeah.
surprised that it's not
But then
Miller and
it's like
Chapman.
you think about like what does it mean for your team to be needing saves? Because it's like
Exactly,
you would
yeah.
think that the Dodgers would be up there because they have the best pitchers, but it's like their guy's 15th because they don't need
They
to be
don't need him.
saved.
That's a
They
Hmm
really
are
good point.
walloping their team, the other team, so their closer. He's usually resting pretty easy. So it's like I'm happy that Kate's up there, but unfortunately, he's
There's
up
a
there for
reason.
a bad reason.
There's a reason.
This is crazy. So Brian Baker is number one with 32 saves, with Cade having 30. Brian Baker has pitched 44.1 innings. Cade has pitched 52. And he's given up 41 hits. Brian Baker 22. Like almost
Oh,
half the amount of hits. That's
my
the thing with Cade this
apologies.
year. It's like he has been really riding the line. Cade Smith has 73 strikeouts though, and Brian Baker has 48. So it's like that's the thing. It's like Cade, he's either like complete like nothing but fucking gas, or it's like what the hell is going on?
I don't, I have to say, I don't necessarily care for strikeouts. I want you to get an
Yeah.
out. I just a strikeouts is a cool stat. I just don't care. I want three outs. I don't care what they look like. If it's three pop-ups, three grounders, great. I don't care. I
Just get out of the inning.
just get out of the inning. I really don't
Unfortunately,
care.
Like
I was gonna say, unfortunately, he did do a grounder to Rocchio though, and that's what ultimately tied the game.
Yeah, but also like he shouldn't have had the bases loaded. Like there shouldn't have
No,
been an
I know
issue, right?
that was my
Rocchio should
thought
have
too.
had the space to have made an error there. I don't think he should have made an error. There's a reason.
Everyone shit on Rocchio, but it was like, okay, we probably should not have been in this
We shouldn't have
situation
had
against
bases loaded on
the
walks
Mets.
against the Mets.
Yeah. That was
agreed.
like my similar feeling was I felt horrible for Rocchio in that moment because it's like I do think he is kind of coming back down to earth. You know, he's been a very solid player for us. He's been like a savior while Jose and Angel have been hurt. But I do think it's starting to kind of level out a little bit more. And obviously we had Angel Hanao playing out in the infield, so I think maybe that was also kind of just like racking his brain and Arias being gone. Like Rocchio had a lot of like external environmental changes to the infield and also like internal, like he lost his dude and he now has like this new guy playing over there. And it's like it feels like we lost Schneeman like months ago. Like
It
what?
feels like ages.
Yeah, like
Like
where's
literal
Schneeman?
ages.
I felt bad that we sent him down. Like it's just so weird to think about. With I guess we could segue into trade deadline talk. Losing David Fry, losing Kyle Manzardo, and losing Arias all in like the span of a week is like it's obviously justified for pretty much all of it, but it is kind of like, whoa, we are being really aggressive, but I don't know if we're being aggressive in the way that is like we're trying to win or if we're just like trying new shit. Like we're just trying to throw shit at the wall because our normal guys aren't producing, which unfortunately includes Jose.
Hmm
Um, and he's obviously injured still because he's been sitting out. But I guess I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts are of like bringing our team is like got to be back to almost the youngest team again. We're always teetering that line, but it feels like we are now sending so many people away that it's like I don't even know. It's getting hard to like recognize some of the players because there's so many little new guys now.
No, I think you're so right. Like the it's like great because we've heard for years, like the Guardians pipeline is loaded, right? We've heard this for years. We've been hearing this for years. Except for in practice, it's terrifying because our entire team is just like rookies. I was going back and forth with Quincy from covering the corner yesterday. Um, because I don't like I think Bazana is playing quite well right now. It's just that our team is so bad that I feel like he's like pressing, right? He's like trying so hard to be
Yes,
that guy because that's
I
what
would
he was
I
brought
agree.
here to be,
agree.
right?
I
He
was
was
just
he
talking to
was
somebody about that.
he was 1-1, right? Like he knows that
Mhm.
he's meant to be that guy. And so when you put that pressure on a rookie, that like right, you don't have the experience that comes with that.
Mhm.
And I do think if somebody like Jose was playing better or Angel was playing better, I think the pressing that we see from our rookies wouldn't happen, right? I think that alone is just like I just think I need our vets to like stand up a bit just because
Well,
it's
Quan is back.
my boy.
Quan
Quan
is
is
back.
back. I just need them
That
to all be back at the same time.
Yeah, please.
Like
Actually,
you
can
can't just like hold, like pass off the torch. Like Rokio's like, all right, I did my month, I did my share. Your
yeah.
turn. Like we need you all to be firing at the same time. And like nothing
can
like Rokio did carry for a little bit of the time. He was doing what he needed to do, but you can't rely on one guy to do that all the time. And that's our issue.
which has been Jose Ramirez's job for the last like 10 years.
For his
So
entire life. His entire he was
his
born
entire tenure.
out the womb. They were like, you are going to be the face of the Cleveland Guardians and you're
Yeah,
going to
Jose
love it.
deserves a stinker, or like, I mean, he doesn't deserve an injury, but I do feel bad that he has this constant need. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't mind it and he likes to be that guy, but I do feel bad that it is kind of always up to him to be the clutch guy and be the mentor. And there was a picture of him helping Angel before the game at third, and it's just so cute and just so delightful. And it's like, I know that's probably part of his job, but it's so nice because you know he would be doing that no matter what.
And that's why he's like, he is the guy. And like, I love our roster. I love our guys. But Jose is like the only one that I will be okay with having this kind of a slump. Like, you don't have to
Yeah.
do everything all
That's
the
what I say. I
time.
think he
The other
deserves a
eight
stinker.
need, yeah, the other eight need to pick it up. Like, it cannot just be the Jose Ramirez show. Can it be? Absolutely. But that's not going to get us anywhere. But he's the only one I'll be like, you know what? Rest, King. You've done your
Right.
work. You have done your job.
Are you guys content with our trade acquisitions, our deadline acquisitions?
I expected nothing. So honestly,
Same.
I saw Joe Adele and I was like, you know what? Perfect. We did something. And then they just kept coming in. And I was like, what is going on?
Nathaniel Lowe or Lau, I don't know how you say his name.
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
low.
low. I think it's low.
Okay, well, okay.
I was
He's like our
surprised.
best hitter already.
That was
He,
well, it
Two
was Joe
games.
Adele he was number one in home runs when he came on. It was
and
like,
Nathan, I'm pretty sure
Welcome to the
welcome to
Nathaniel
Guardians.
the
Lowe, I'm pretty sure Lowe was number two.
yeah, well,
I was
welcome
like,
to
dog.
being number one on the team.
Like literally insane.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's more
think
of a testament to how bad our offense is, but the fact
yeah,
that the front office went after it is crazy. Because like, I agree with you. Like, I do kind of feel like it was less of let's try to win this and more of like let's just throw anything and see what sticks, which isn't maybe good, but who knows? And then
I'm
I sit
like,
here and I think like, wow, I wish we would have bought like this in 2024. Then I get a little sad.
I think like my personal this might be just me being delusional and like hopeful. I think that it was a buying with the aggression to win, but it's just like you get traded and what Nathaniel Lowe drives from Cincinnati to Cleveland and all of a sudden he's with an entire new roster. So like I want to give it time, but at the same time being swept by the 2026 mess is just so like deflating. It's like, does this wake them up? Does this like kind of kick them in the ass, put a fire under them, or does it is this like on the down we're on the downslide? Like it just depends on how the guys are gonna turn around and
Can we
react.
can we talk about the 2026 Mets?
Girl.
Okay, so for those who
Don't
don't
even
know,
get me
so
started.
Ash and I are, I think, I don't know, there's the Mets are my second team. I'm married to a Mets super fan. I used to live in New England or in Connecticut, and we would drive to Mets games like every weekend. We took the train to Mets games, and Ash is in New York, so it's
I'm a Francisco Lindor transplant. I followed him over, so we've been here for a
that's.
minute.
So I think we are the two most qualified people on this podcast to discuss how ass the Mets are. I have not missed a game yet this season. And let me tell you, the fact that we got swept by them should be the most embarrassing thing that's happened the entire season.
hmm
I think that was the consensus from fans was like this is the low point of the season, which is
It
You
hard to
was
can't
think
you
that
can't
them
get
getting
lower than
injured
this.
wasn't lower, like losing Jose and Chase. and
and
on
on
Hill all in
Helm.
one day, you would have been like, that's the lowest point of the season,
No,
right?
no,
I'm like,
no,
no, it's gonna get worse.
The
no. So
baseball
like you
god
have
said,
got
"Hold my beer.
so
It
you
will
got
get
Bo
worse."
Bichette who gives zero fucks about this game. He
Oh,
literally
that's so funny.
he regrets every decision. You've got Juan Soto who's on the IL, but he's
He wasn't even
beefing with
there. I
no,
literally
but
didn't
he's
even know when
beefing
I
with
went to the
Lindor.
game.
Have
I was
you
like,
heard
where
this? They
is he?
like hate each other.
There's
Apparently
so
it's
much
getting
drama.
it's like
Well,
getting better.
like little short tidbit here. Apparently, one of the like now former Mets pitchers had a little like powwow meeting with them to like play mediator. And Lindor says yes, that happened, and Soto says no, it didn't. So there's drama. There's drama.
No, they like don't get along
They
and they're your
don't
two
get
like
along.
guys.
They are the faces of this franchise. The franchise that just swept the Guardians.
No, that's
Like it's just like I've been actually tweaking out over this for the last like 24 hours.
no, it's I'm so embarrassed. Like I'm secondhand embarrassed.
No, I
I'm
cried.
embarrassed I'm a
I
fan of a
legitimately, I will be the
team.
first to admit I cried yesterday. I was like, this, it can't get worse than this. This is the worst I've ever felt in my history of watching baseball.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it from the outside, like I remember the Mets having a quite a few seasons recently. Like they started like 0 and 15 recently, and they had like a
Last year.
that was
It
last.
was,
Okay, I couldn't
it was
remember it was
last year.
24 last year. It's like they have this gimmick where they pretend to suck shit for the first half of the season, and then they, maybe they get like their check in the mail or something during the All-Star break, and they're like, wait, oh my God, I
Everything
I
is
actually really like to
okay.
play baseball. But obviously, like I don't even know if it has to do that because I have watched a few Mets games this year because I like their broadcast network.
Oh, Gary, Keith, and Ron, let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
I
like
have the two best broadcasts
I
in the
do like
league.
to watch them
Yes.
when the guards are like off. I enjoy or like Cubs. I like Marquee as well. So like I just kind of like dance between them. But I was at the game, so I don't know, but it's just like what is it Meatball Sub Central in the bullpen and with Tanner, no offense to Tanner Bybee, but like the meatballs for the home runs was kind of dejecting in the beginning, and it just is like Foster like calling his own pitches, and it was either like a meatball or outside of the zone. I don't even remember last time the guards have had a guy that like calls his own pitches. So I kind of had no idea what I was expecting. And it was just like, I feel like if you call your own pitches, you've really got to like
I
know what
mean,
you're doing.
I
So it
guess
was
I
kind
get
of
it
embarrassing.
because he was like with a new catcher. So I guess I get
I thought someone said he calls his own pitches because he has
oh, does he
No,
seven.
always do that?
I don't know if he always does it, but he did it during that game. And
No, I
like
know he
No,
did it.
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know if it's an
Oh wait, if
always
it's an
thing or
always
not.
thing, then I hate it. If it was just game one, then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like I'm all for that little like grace period, like get used to the guys that you're playing with. Like I'm all for that. But
No,
if
it
this
says
is gonna
he's
be
one
like an
of the ones that likes to call his own pitches.
Okay, ew. He has
I
like a
don't know. I
3.06 ERA. So like,
I
ew.
really don't know how Hedges and Bailey are going to like that. I don't
Apparently
know.
he went through Japan, and it was the Akron Beacon Journal put how a journey through Japan's seven pitch mix led Foster Griffin here. And it says he's one of the pitchers who likes to call his own pitches, which also MLB.com says Griffin, comma, who sometimes likes to call his own pitches. So I don't really know.
Yeah, like does he like to do it or is that like his thing? Like does he do it? Like it's one thing to enjoy it and it's another thing
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It just says Griffin, who sometimes calls his own pitches through PitchCom, reached into his deep toolbox and he throws cutter, four seamer, sweeper, changeup, splitter,
Yeah,
sinker,
he
and
has seven
curveball.
He has
pitches.
Yeah.
7 pitches,
But
which is why I
but
originally am
yeah,
okay with this if he's calling
I
his own pitches
and
on day
I would
one.
be okay with that if he wasn't giving up back-to-back home runs to two of the absolute worst people on the Mets roster. Like they are sub 200 batting average.
Well, yeah,
You
Yes.
cannot be giving up home runs to these guys.
this article was from March 2026. It says after 3 years away, Griffin wins return to MLB with Nats. So he has been calling his own pitches, here and there, even before this game with us. So something to keep an eye on as we continue working with him. But
Yeah, I'd like to see how he adjusts with, I mean, I assume he's probably going to be catching Hedges or Bailey or like they're going to be catching him the
I was like,
most.
I don't want him to be the catcher.
Yeah, we're
I
not
don't
doing
want
that.
anyone catching Austin Hedges anymore. I don't want to see him pitching anymore. It's like that is like the
When I
worst news you
saw,
can ever
listen,
get.
my Mets friends were just having the best time of their life the other day. And when I looked in the chat, because I at one point I was like, I just swiped away from the notification. I was like, I can't do this. And they said, I just saw the text, Hedges just threw a heater. And I was like, why is Austin Hedges on the mound? Like, what is happening right now? Like that's
He
how I
wasn't
found
it
out.
it was the slowest strikeout of the season, right?
Yep.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
It was really
Another,
funny.
I guess since you guys are also Mets fans who Guardians fan, what do you think about Arias coming to the Mets? Isn't
Quite
that funny? They
possibly
come
the
into our
funniest
house,
thing that could have
Like
happened.
literally, I
come
thought I
into our
saved
house and
him.
ruin our lives. And then
And
on the
steal
way
our
out,
guy.
they pick up Arias and put them on their bus. It's like,
No, I
that's
was like,
what the hell?
we were literally wondering if he was gonna like play tonight in Pittsburgh with the Mets.
Oh,
I don't actually know if he is. I would say tomorrow
I have
probably at
Twitter
the
open,
earliest.
so if I will
I
keep
honestly didn't even look at the
the
lineup.
lineup stuff,
You know what's
that would be
crazy
really
is,
funny.
and you know, Mikayla is actually the person who could vouch for this. I think he's going to thrive in Queens. I think he's gonna have the best
Probably.
time of his life.
Okay,
Like
he's not on
Probably
the starting, but he could,
he
you
was
could
he
know.
added to the
pinch.
26 man? Do we know?
Oh, yeah, no. So there's only been a roster move. So I
I was
guess
gonna say
maybe
the
they
Mets
haven't.
quite literally blew up their roster. I don't know who's left. Like the bullpen
Well,
yesterday,
dude,
I was like, who are
Pache or
these
whatever.
people? No idea who that is.
I had no idea.
I was,
I've gone to Syracuse Mets games.
yeah,
Literally, I've
no
never seen that
idea.
man in my life.
No idea. Like they were putting people on the mound that you could convince me were video game characters. I don't know who these
They were
people
all
are.
just randomized, yeah, for sure. Which is why it's so embarrassing that we lost to them.
Hmm.
Um, but Arias, okay, so like Arias is what's gonna happen is like Arias is gonna go to the Mets. This is what's gonna happen. So Arias is gonna go to the Mets. They're going to Bo Bichette, who hates his life, is going to leave at the end of the season. I can't believe he wasn't traded.
He's
I thought he
going
was
to
gonna like
opt.
get a bag for a trade back
He's gonna
to the
opt
Blue
out
Jays.
after this year.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
And so what's gonna happen is like Arias is gonna become the starting third baseman, and he's going to have like a junior Caminero year, and I'm going to want to kill myself.
He's going to be, I was literally talking to because my company is like nationwide. I have a guy in Cleveland. He's a Cleveland Guardians fan. And I messaged him. I said, Arias got picked up by the Mets. He's like, he's going to be an all-star next year. Like guaranteed.
That would be
100% he will be on the
that
all-star
would be
roster.
so
Not
fun.
and
Like,
not
I would
because the Mets are going to
be
make him
good.
better.
Like, not because of that. It's just
No.
He
he's
seems
going
like
to
he would
have
do
a
that out of
revenge
spite.
season. Oh, it's a revenge. 100% it's a revenge season
Well, he
next
never
year.
gave a shit for
That's what I'm
us.
saying.
It's
Like, it
just
seems like he probably has a very large chip on his shoulder, which I honestly, I've kind of kept my opinions to myself because it's been really hard to pin Arias down and like what's going on. There's obviously been like a lot going on in his life, and he's kind of always had an attitude thing, but I don't want to do too much on him because there's a lot to be said for players who are like not from here and stuff like that. So I kind of give him a pass. But the strikeout that he had like in the last game he played with us, it literally looked like he just did not fucking want to be there.
no,
So
that's my issue with him.
yeah,
I have no like genuinely, I actually kind of don't care that much if we lose all the time. Like I don't know.
I do.
I'm
I do.
like I care, but like as long as like people are trying, which is also why I can't stand Bo Bichette for the Mets. Like he just looks like he
He
doesn't give a
doesn't, yeah. And
single shit.
kind of
I can't
speaking
take
on
him
Arias,
seriously
I
because
actually have a perfect, like, I guess kind of not really a comparison, but just like, the attitude versus attitude is like you said, Arias's last strikeout just did not look like he cared. He didn't want to be here, like swinging
Mhm.
3 pitches, 3 strike, like you're struck out, whatever.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
you
the
look at
problem.
Slade Ciccone, who got
Oh
sent
God.
down, and they asked him, "Do you see yourself as a starter?" And he said, "I see myself as a pitcher." That's a guy I want on my team.
That's
I
who I
want
want
a
on my
guy
team.
he's like, I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm your ace. I don't care if I'm your, seventh inning guy that maybe sees the mound at once every 2 weeks. Like whatever I can do to contribute to this team, I will do. And that's why I love Daniel Schneemann so much. Like, Brian Rocchio, like these guys are like, put me where you need to put me. I will do my best. And that's just not, and that's coming from me, who I was 100% Brian Rocchio and a Gabriel Arias, like truther. I was full in
Mm-hmm.
support of them And you just see the difference in where Rokio has climbed his way into like this beloved player. Arias just has not matched that climb, that effort. And I think that's the difference between, Arias and guys like Saccone and Rokio.
Unfortunately for Slade, he did not have a very
He
good
did not have a very
outing,
good outing,
and he's
He
now
is
on the
on,
IL.
yeah.
which I wonder now how much that contributed to his outing. It's like you think about things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but it's also like the bullpen was, I don't think the bullpen was like, I guess maybe it was gassed, but it's like you gotta tell people, like you're a pitcher, you could really hurt yourself. So it's like I really don't want you to go out there and
And
like
yeah,
blow your arm out.
yeah, the bullpen was definitely gassed, but at the same time, whereas the Guardians are like last in offense in the AL, I'm pretty sure Mets are last or second to last in the NL. Like, there's no reason you should be giving up this kind of, offensive power to this
I think
team.
that was a problem is I expected it to be a lot more of like a shit versus ass
No, literally, and I think I
matchup.
actually like texted my Mets friends with that exactly. Like, this is the worst series I'll watch all year.
Yeah,
Coughing
but
baby versus coughing
I
baby.
No,
thought that was, but it was
literally.
like they literally looked, they were like an atomic bomb. Like it was just so crazy to witness, like the epic comeback on Wednesday from, the bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, and just to like totally leave there. I mean, I hope that they have a great rest of their season. I have always really liked the Mets because I hate the Yankees. It's kind of like you have to adopt the Mets as your other team, out of posterity. So it's like I like the Mets like vibe with their colors and how they kind of lean into being the more non-conservative New York team, and the OMG Mets and stuff like that. So I really have no problem with them, and they're in the NL anyways, but I mean if this is a wake up for them, then that is super great, and I hope they have a great rest of their season. But it does feel very unfortunate that we have seemed to like we've had such a great trade deadline that it was kind of that's what made it almost unbelievable was you get like two pitchers, you get two hitters, and you call up Angel now and Jose is back, and you're like, there's just no way that this can go wrong. Like we did everything right. I did everything right and they indicted me. We did everything right. We traded what we bought, and
We filled our gaps. We
yeah, and
like it
so to
was
like just
good.
get swept and like not really produce, like I felt really bad for the new guys. I was kind of like, man, I wonder how Joe Adele and Nathaniel Lowe feel. Like, I hope that they don't feel
Well,
bad about the
it's
clubhouse,
crazy
which
that
they've only said nice things. They've only been like,
yeah.
this is a great place. Like they are super nice here and they want to win. But
And we've heard that about, the clubhouse from a multitude of guys, and like that may be the case, but it's really unfortunate with the timing, especially with the new guys coming in and being almost the entire offense the last
yeah,
like the 3 games.
I
It's
was
like
like, here's your shirt. All right, we need you to hit a couple home runs this weekend. Go ahead, go have fun.
it's just crazy. But yeah, you have to hope that this is kind of our wake up call, because I truly don't think it gets lower than this. Like, this has to be like the get your shit together
Yeah, I don't have it in
moment.
me to do worse than this. That was
I genuinely don't know. I mean, you have to lose every single game to get worse with it. Like, this is the lowest you could get at this point. And
yeah.
honestly, what's crazy is they're going to turn around and take 2 of 3 from Chicago and sweep Detroit, and
Ooh.
everything's going to be fine. Like,
Knock
that's
on
Oh
wood,
God.
goddamn.
I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to get clipped. I don't want to make any predictions of what's gonna happen. Um, I do want Mikayla to talk about your card weekend, but I want to
Yeah.
just fire off the one last thing that Kyle Manzardo has shaved his mustache
Ew.
um down in Columbus. Just wanted to let everyone know that was
went out.
extremely breaking news. I'm pretty sure it was seen like just today or yesterday. So not sure if that's like a superstition or if he was like, if I ever get sent down again, I'm going to shave my mustache. Or if it was just something he was feeling. I know that when I have mental issues, I sometimes will cut my hair or dye my hair.
It
I
So
dyed my hair
it
blonde once during a mental
maybe it was something
illness.
like that.
it literally works. I'm about to chop like 5 inches off my hair tomorrow, and it's like, honestly, if Manzo starts batting 400, I'd be like, you know what, keep it shaved. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah,
Make
so
his neck,
I
let's
don't know.
go. It
Like
looks awful, but like
it.
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
Like, do
sure
your
if that
thing,
was
King.
superstition or if it's going to produce hits or whatever, but
I'd
yeah,
like to think it was
good
meant
for
to
him.
be like, let's.
I would agree.
Let's switch it up. Let's
As a
switch it up.
woman who has done it before, I believe that that's what it is for him.
All right. Anyways, Mikayla, please. I don't know much about cards, so I'm gonna let you
My
take over here to
gosh,
tell us about.
guys. I had the greatest week of my life. So every week it's the National Sports Collectors Convention. So it's not specific to cards, it's just mostly cards. And it's
Okay.
literally the greatest thing ever. It was every this last year and next year also as well. It was in Chicago at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois,
Mm.
which is basically it's 84,000 square feet, which is like 15 football fields of
Wow.
just cards. And it is the greatest week ever. The coolest thing, I did get some good like Stephen Kwan cards, but the coolest thing I saw, so like basically cards are like just become insane. Like people are dumping, like they're like, oh, should I buy a house? No, let me just buy some cards instead. Like a Minions Steph Curry card
I
just
saw
so, it's
the
like
Minions one
the
Soto
minion,
card. I
I don't
was
know
like,
how I feel
what
about the
is
minions one.
this?
The minion ones are cool if they're like $10. The minion ones are not as cool when they are like
They're
$3,000.
so expensive
Right?
for
You know what I'm
no
saying? Like
reason. It's crazy.
like they're cool, but they're affordable for children. When they're no longer affordable for children, I'm like, what was our goal here?
That's the moral dilemma for
Yeah,
sure.
I do struggle with that. I did see, and I cannot make this up, a $300,000
Oh,
deal in cash.
what?
I
Is that even allowed? I would like,
Yeah, there's just no rules. Like it's just Wild West out there.
oh my God.
If you ever want to see, there's some wealthiest trade of US American dollars, go to like a big card show, like the Dallas card show also is the same way. Like
Mm.
it was all like Michael Jordan cards that was watching. I just sat there like flat-jawed. I was like, what is going on? Like this is crazy. Like that is so much money. And this man was just carrying, here's the other thing. This man just had like a casual $300,000 like on his person.
Yeah, I would have like pooped my pants. That is
Well,
like,
I sold a card for like 5 grand that I bought for 400, so don't freak out. And I was like losing my mind. I held a stack, a band for the first time in my life. It was crazy. And I was
a
like,
money
what is
phone.
this? I know. I was like, this is fake. I thought it was like it's like something you see in the movies. And I was like, oh my God, I'm doing it. But the National was like so much fun. There are so many incredible people at card shows, and I feel like women are getting so much more involved, which is just like makes my heart so happy. There were so many people there. So I went all 5 days, or I didn't go on Sunday because I was tie-tie. But when like Wednesday and Thursday were fantastic. Friday and Saturday, there were so many people there. You couldn't get through like anything. I mean, there was like tons of good cards there and stuff like that. Just like there was too many people, which is crazy because once again, this is in 15 football fields
Hmm.
of cards. I think the so Topps also switched how they did their national card show, specific cards this year. So usually what happens is like you'd bring like a hobby box like that year. So last year like I would bring a 2025 Heritage hobby box and I would show up at this desk and then they would cut the wrapper off for me. And then as they cut off the wrapper, I'd still get the hobby box back, but then they would hand me a pack of cards. This year, instead of that, they just got rid of it was called wrapper redemption. They got rid of that entirely. Instead, you joined an EQL, which is just like apparently a fair sort of type of way to win things. So you do the EQL but you instead had to buy like I think baseball was $225 for 4 packs instead of just one, which is officially cheaper than buying 4 hobby boxes for 4 packs.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that was that bad. I had a fantastic time. I thought that was such a way better way to do that. Usually what happens is like we have a ton of breakers who are just ripping cases and cases and cases of cards. They'll show up with like a pallet and then they'll just be in line for like 40 minutes just like a Tops employee ripping up all the wrappers and then they'd go and do them for a break or something. So yes, they're no longer free, but they're kind of I think it's a way better process. And if you're considering the price of a hobby box, they kind of are free or well, they're the same price. So I do think that is was a huge improvement this year. I also one of my biggest tips is that everyone always says if you're going to the national, if there's a card that you want, then it exists at the national. If you can't find it at the national, you can't find it anywhere. And I don't think that's true anymore. Maybe it used to be like 10 years ago. But like every time you show up to a card show, especially big shows like this, you're gonna see like this vintage card tables where they have like $80,000 cards sitting on their table of things that I just like to look at that I'll never personally buy. And then they'll have like one massive Shohei Ohtani card. And so like I feel like we're seeing more and more of like this push towards these massive cards. And so for someone like me who's just like a very niche collector, it is getting harder and harder for me to find cards I'm actually looking for at shows. I mean I find most of my cards at eBay. But I do think that's something to keep in mind of like it's good to go the national like if you're going to the national to find unique pieces, I would maybe reconsider. If you're going to the national to see the hype of the hobby, to meet friends, which is what I go for, and just see these incredible cards and be a part of this incredible community, then heck yeah. I think it's totally worth that. But yeah, I just had like so much fun. It was so great to meet all these people. I had people stopping me who I didn't recognize, and I'm so sorry. But it was just so much fun. And if you're into cards, you got to do it one time in your life. It's not for everybody, but you got to try it just one time. It is the greatest week of the year, and I can't wait for next year already.
That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that there are more women getting into it because
There was so many. It's crazy.
I don't know if
There was
that's
like,
what's stopping me from it. It's like there's like a barrier for me of like I don't really like I didn't collect Pokemon cards as a kid either, so it's like I have like this barrier to it of like I didn't really do it as a kid, so I feel kind of bad doing it now. And also, like, it's kind of in the male sphere, and I don't really want to deal with all of that. But I really enjoy, like, seeing all of the cool cards and, like, rare things. But I sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't really know, like, why you would spend $300,000 on something. So I'm kind of like, oh man, it
I
gets, like, a
mean,
little overwhelming to think
the
about.
thought is that it's one day will be worth $1.2 million, right?
Yeah.
It's not, I don't know how, I also think in general, as someone who is deeply rooted in the hobby at this point, you do need
Mm-hmm.
to reflect on who are the people who are spending that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not gonna be somebody like me. I watched Gary Vee, is the he's like the creative director of V Friends. He made his own tops line of like these little cartoon guys. I watched him do like $15,000 in cash on a card that I would never look twice at. And so it's like you do have to keep in mind of like who is making these deals and also why. Like also how like is the price right? How much money are you putting into a deal that you're then getting marketing for, right? Because oh, this card sold
Mm-hmm.
for $1 million, but was it a $1 million card or like did you know you're paying for the hype, but then you're also paying for like all the publicity that goes with it. I
Yeah.
think there's like some other components that people don't quite consider as much. I think the best part of the hobby, the absolute gem of what the hobby is genuine collectors and sellers who are trying to sell for collectors. If you are
Mm-hmm.
selling for the hype and just to be these, huge cards or whatever, I don't care for that. But I think if you're selling to get cards into rotation and get cards into the hands of people who truly love them, then heck yeah, I love that. And I do think the National is one of the places, and so the Dallas Card Show is also notorious for having just like be is known for these massive cards and less of these smaller card sales, but just massive cards. I do think um that isn't necessarily indicative of what the hobby truly is.
Mm. That's a nice way to put it. I look forward to the day that I buy my first one and tell you about it, but
Oh my God, I can't wait.
I don't know when that will be. I had one more topic to segue into to end, unless you had any closing thoughts about the card show or
No,
anything
I
else?
think, I mean, I had a great time. If anyone ever has any
You looked
questions,
like
please.
you had a great
Yeah,
time. You
you
looked tired.
look
You
like
did
you
say you're
had
tired
the
and you looked
best
tired.
time.
Like that would be crazy.
On like day four, I took a picture and I was like, girl, you've never looked worse. Oh my God.
No, that's
But
not
I
what I'm
wanted to
saying.
post
But
my
you looked,
outfit every day so people knew where to like knew to look
yeah.
for to find me, which people did. But I was like, girl, you look rough. Like we should stop pushing this putting this out onto the public
Somebody,
space.
please help this woman, please. No, I'm glad you had a great time. That
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing you have a good time, so that was like enough to live vicariously through
I was
you.
just want to say I was like living through you, like seeing your joy
Yeah.
Thank you
there.
guys.
That
I
was
had so much
awesome.
fun.
And I'm
If you guys
happy to
ever
hear
want to
more
go to a
women are
card
there.
show,
That
let
makes
me know.
me, grin ear to ear that it's continues to become bigger and bigger and allow
Yeah.
more people in.
The women are absolutely there was more women. I This is like it was my fourth national and that was the most women I've ever seen. Easily. Like easily.
Love to hear
Amazing.
it.
Okay. So this was my last thing I wanted to end with because it is just a nice thought topic. So I don't know if you guys saw, but Jeff Passan, or I like to say Jeff Passan, he put out an article for ESPN today that was discussing why Detroit chose the Dodgers for Tarek Skubal's trade. I know we already covered it in the last episode because it happened on Saturday before the trade deadline, which I this was one of the big surprising things to me about the decision was that it was before the trade deadline. I was like fully not expecting anything to happen with him until like the literal last second
Hmm.
because he was just like the biggest possible moving piece. So basically, like Jeff in this article talks about all of the different suitors. So basically, the president of baseball operations for the Tigers called all of the suitors on Saturday and said, yeah, we're moving him now. What do you guys got? Like we're trying to do this before the deadline. We're not waiting. So that's why it happened as early as it did. And it discussed the Brewers offers, kind of talking about the Rays and of course talking about the Dodgers. And I thought that this was an interesting quote that I pulled from the article that is going to lead to my thought question. Basically, this is a quote. So this is what he says. To the Tigers, none of that mattered. Resigning themselves to trading Skubal was difficult enough. He could go to Los Angeles, he could go to Milwaukee, he could get his ring on Saturn for all they cared. They simply wanted to salvage a piece of their most unfortunate 2026. And when the offer started rolling in early in the evening, they knew they would find some silver lining. And to that I say, I don't really think that that is true. I
Correct.
maybe am conspiracy brain, but I fully think that Detroit is put the owners and they're pushing for a lockout because I don't think that that's true.
Oh,
Like, we don't care where he goes. Why he can get his ring
well,
wherever.
I
That
did
just
hear a
doesn't make
rumor
sense to
that
me.
what they expected from other teams and what they expected from the Dodgers in
Was different.
return was different.
Hmm.
They for the Yankees, they wanted George Lombard Jr., which, as you know, is
Their
completely
number one
fucking
prospect.
kicking ass right
He's their
now
guy.
and was
Yeah.
just called up. And that was why the Yankees absolutely they would not part with George because this is a funny joke. They haven't had a good shortstop in a decade.
Their
Rip
current starting
Volpe.
one just got sent down.
Rest in peace to Anthony Volpe.
Rip, Rip Volpe. Sorry about that, big dog.
No offense to you. I loved watching you make errors, bro. I loved
It's
you.
But he
guaranteed
grew
every
up a
time.
Yankees fan. This was his dream.
But yes, so they said for the Rays to be in the mix, they needed to include their top prospect, outfielder Theo Gillen, a first round steal taken with the 18 pick in 2024 that might rival 2005 talent on inexpensive deals at the best of its century. And then they talked about the Yankees. They needed George Lombard Jr. And they were like, no, we're not going to do that. Milwaukee, um, they wanted to pair him with Mizorowski, who's crazy good. Um, they said that they told Detroit they wouldn't include their number one prospect, which is a shortstop Jesus Made. But Milwaukee, a lot of people's comments were that Milwaukee has a farm system that could potentially rival the Dodgers. So why would Milwaukee let this slip? Like why would they let this happen? And Jeff says that as well. And basically they just wouldn't pay, they wouldn't go for it. So I don't know. I just have a really hard time believing that for the rental and for like what Detroit got, like obviously they got good prospects. Like they got three dudes for one dude. But it just really seems kind of suspect to me, but I don't know
No, I think
why.
it's I
No,
think it's
I'm with you, I think, because like you're saying, like for the Yankees, for example, they wanted their top prospect, but then they settled. I just pulled it up for the not settled, I don't want to say, but the guys that they got back are 17, 25, and 68, but they're wanting the top guy for it's just like it feels like they're like, we're going to give him to the Dodgers and we're going to listen to everybody else, but we're not actually listening to everybody else. We know where he's going.
right.
It's just it seems very and like, hey, if they're pushing for the lockout, like that, honestly, I'm a conspiracy theorist too. Like I could see it. I could definitely see that being a thing because the second I saw that headline, Google to the Dodgers, that was my first thought. I was like, we're not watching baseball in 2027. Like
No.
there's like that was the piece. We were already like teetering on that line, like will we have baseball, will we not? Plan for the season, don't plan for the season. But this was kind of the push over the edge for me. Like there's no way that we watch baseball without some kind of salary cap, salary floor situation.
Yeah, I just what I think everybody had a lot of visceral reaction to when it happened. And like I said, I know it was discussed on the show already, but I wasn't there. So I I just was really, I mean, I think I said it on the episode before the trade deadline. I was like, I think, he's going to be a Dodger because I just was so dejected and had already resigned myself to understanding that the Dodgers were going to do whatever possible to become the first NL team to win three back to back or whatever. But I did then, read everyone talking about how he was just going to be a rental. And I don't know if I believe that either. I think this was news today that he interviewed and said he would like to go back to Detroit.
Yeah, he
And to
said
that I
actually, yeah.
say,
I had the
that is
quote pulled
really
up.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he
To
said
be
I would love
rented
to
for two
play
months to win the World Series and then go back to your
and then go
team,
back because a lot of
I
people
would
were
be,
saying a lot of
I
people were
would
saying
just,
that
that's fucking
yeah.
crazy.
Well, a lot of people were saying that like the extension that he could potentially get with the Dodgers would be more than anybody else could offer, which yes, with the deferred money, probably true. But now they, like you said, today it comes out, I would love to play my entire career in Detroit. Hopefully this negotiations can pick back up once the playoffs are done. Like what is going on with you? What is going on with this? Like there's something else
Yeah,
there.
it's
Hate
not his
it.
fault he was traded, obviously. He didn't really decide, but he's just like making it worse. Like
He
I
is.
love to hate him because he was so good, but now my opinion of him after being like anyone could have traded for me. They just
That
didn't
pissed me
try
off.
as
I had
hard
so
as the
much respect for him
Dodgers.
before.
It's like, "Oh my God." Like please. Your own team like did not want to pay you. Like, why would you want to go back to the Tigers after your whole mediation process was broadcast that they were literally not going to pay you even close to what you thought you were owed?
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in that meeting.
Yeah,
Like that
I
would have been
see.
crazy to witness in person.
Yeah, I don't know. So I wanted to kind of end on that note because I think it's an interesting thought experiment for everyone. I know we've already kind of beat it into the ground, especially because he's had his debut, which it's been really awesome. The Dodgers have been on a 6-game losing streak since picking up Tarek. And he, I think, technically got the loss for his start because he gave up two earned runs and the
I
Cubs
think
ended up
so.
winning 5-1. So he would have left the game already losing. So
I'm pretty
I,
sure Detroit went on a little, I know at least they won their first three after the trade. I
yes.
don't know what they did afterwards though.
Yeah, so I don't know,
It's just
something to keep
funny.
looking out for. I mean, it's going to be a historical hate watch from me for the rest of the Dodgers season. Unfortunately for them, I kind of like let it go under the radar for most of it. Like when it was Dodgers versus Yankees for the World Series, I was like, I really do not care. I
I was
really
rooting for
rooted
the
for the Blue
meteor.
Jays
I was rooting
after
for the
that.
just blow it all up.
You blow it up. So I'm kind of excited to root for whoever is in the World Series against them this year. Not guaranteeing they're going to be there. I hope that they're like a first round exit. That would be really, really funny. But
It'd be huge for
um,
my agenda
yeah,
personally.
Same.
if they
But
make the World Series, I look forward to rooting for whoever is against them. And I'm going to say it out loud that if it is the Yankees, I'll actually root for them.
Ooh.
I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know.
I'm sick of the Dodgers. They're honestly becoming worse. They're like becoming worse and more annoying to me.
How?
I
No.
I
Over my dead body will I root for the
I
Yankees.
genuinely, this is, we could talk about our little dark horse picks on the next whenever we're on, but I think it's the Red Sox going
Yeah, they're doing great. I actually
on the
went to the
tear
Red
there. I don't
Sox
even know if they're
game.
considered a dark horse right now, but that's kind of that's
They
my
Their
are. They
tear
were
is
really
insane, yeah.
bad. They were really
the
bad before.
26 of 29 they've won.
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy.
unheard of. That's
No, I would love
unreal.
that. I would root for that because that would also make the Yankees mad
That's
too.
exactly why I'm rooting for them.
So
That's
Yeah, I
exactly.
I'm rooting for Tampa Bay. I mean, I think I
I
told Liz
think
this on the last one. I
the
was like, you
yeah,
guys are great. Like, we respect Tampa Bay. They walloped us too, which is why when we were talking to Liz, we were like, we have nothing good to say. So I would hope for either of those two teams,
yeah.
but
Like
um,
obviously we would like it to be ours, but like, it's just are we getting past those two?
that
Honestly,
will
like
require us to hit the ball.
I was gonna say I don't even
exactly.
know. It's to be determined after this weekend series if I think we'll make the playoffs. I'm kind of leaning no.
Like yeah, I'm
Um,
delusional. I'm always gonna hope and think that they're going to until the last minute, but my realistic brain, it's gonna be Tampa or Boston.
yeah. I just hope we make the playoffs. I like October baseball. I want to not be a first round exit anymore, but I'm not seeing this year as being the year. It feels kind of like a rebuild, even though we're buying. I'm hoping that maybe we make it and have like a good rest of the season. If this series goes well and we seem to like be back on our feet, I will maybe perhaps
Reconsider.
stop being a doomer. But right now, I'm just not.
You're not a doomer.
And
You're a real. We're realists.
well,
We're
and it's like I'm a good
I'm
fan still.
doomy.
I'm watching. Like I'm watching all the games. Even if I might turn it off after I get pissed off. You know, I turn it back on. Like
Mhm.
when we were playing yesterday, I turned it off probably like multiple times, but I always came back because
And
I
if
was
I
like,
turn it
"Oh,
off, it's being tracked on my phone. I'm seeing everything. It's
yeah,
just, am I
that's
going to
true
sit
too."
there and
Yeah.
watch it, or am I just going to like glance over? All right, how many runs now? Oh, good.
All
Like
right.
just
Well, is there any final thoughts from either of
Still
you
love you,
or
Guardians.
we love you guys, Guardians. We love the Guardians.
Shout out to Stephen
love them
Kwan.
so
I'm
We love
still
bad.
you,
mad
Stephen Kwan.
he was asked to bunt.
Oh my God, we didn't talk about that.
I'm so mad about that. And
I'm
Yeah.
still mad about it.
people are mad at him for doing it, but I'm like, no, be mad at them for asking him to do it.
He's
It's
batting
just,
like
oh,
400 in the
he's,
last 3 weeks. What are we
oh
doing?
my
Yeah,
gosh.
I when I was there, I think it was kind of upsetting because it was just like, why are you doing that? And I was talking to my husband, who's an even more casual fan, and I was saying, um, yeah, they're only calling for a bunt here because they're trying to extend the game, which is a really stupid way to go about it, unless you're a really bad team. No good team that wins games would be like, let's try and just score that one run so we can go to the next inning, guys. Like, that's
With your
disgusting.
batter who's batting the best in the
Yes,
last
in the
four
top of
weeks.
your lineup. Like he's the best hitter. Like it's really and then for that to be the one time that he lays like a bad bunt is it just really was like the wrapping around the shit
Yeah.
cake. That is just like how could this possibly keep going wrong? So yeah, I meant to talk about that more earlier in the episode, but it just slipped my mind because everything else was so
There's just
horrible.
so
But
much.
I
There's
and
so
like vote
much.
got thrown out, so I know that it was
That was,
not his
yeah,
decision.
that was all
Um,
crazy.
yeah, that whole thing was crazy
It's
too.
really funny knowing, like you just said, your husband's a casual fan. Like my sister's a casual fan. Like we were there on Saturday and she was like, I'm seeing the Guardians. I'm so happy. I love baseball. And I'm like fighting demons next to her. Like we're down 10 to 2. I'm about to like scream profanities at everybody on the field. It's just
You have no idea
it was,
what
I was like,
decisions they're
I
making in the
wish I could be
dugout.
like you. I wish I could be casual.
Yes, I know
How
I'm
that
liberating.
not.
we beat that Quan bunting into the ground too. I've seen a lot of different comments about it from like the big Guardians accounts, but that was I think that was a demoralizing moment for me to recognize and just be like, "Oh, they don't think they can win."
Right.
I just
I think
wonder
that was the biggest
how,
takeaway is like it was
yeah.
that it's not that they didn't trust Stephen Kwan. It was that as a team, as a whole, they didn't think we were winning this.
Yeah, they're like, we need to get to the next inning. And then our pitchers who haven't pitched well the entire series, we're going to bring one of them out and they're going to hopefully put up a zero and then we're going to walk it off. It's
You're
like,
gonna get Matt
you
Festa, you're
have
gonna
to
like
walk it
it.
off. Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
literally, when I see pitcher Matt Festa replaces I don't care who, I'm like, it's over. It's done. It's a guaranteed at least one run. I don't know what dirt he has. That's a whole I could go into a whole spiel on that.
Well, Matt Festa, if you're listening, next episode you might
It's on
Not want
site.
to.
we
It's
might
on
do it.
site, Matt
Yeah,
Festa.
we might do a Matt Festa based episode. All right. Well, that is it for this episode. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining me on a Friday evening. And I always thank you guys for tuning in wherever you are. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcasting apps and all of our social channels so that you don't miss a thing. And as always, whether you're here for hot takes, heartbreaks, or home runs, don't get caught looking. Go Guards, I
Go
guess.
Guards.
I
Go
guess.
Guards, I guess.
I'm still Go Guards.